Maximus is no longer the hunter. He is the one being hunted. The Fallout, Season 2, Episode 4. Trailer finally dropped, and in just a few moments, it completely changes the future of every character we care about. Maximus gets caught, the Brotherhood tightens its grip, and the war we were warned about feels closer than ever. This trailer is short, but every single second is packed with danger, tension, and signs that nothing will ever go back to the way it was. And the scariest part is not that Maximus is captured, but what the Brotherhood might do to him next. The Episode 4 trailer makes one thing very clear right from the start. Maximus has officially crossed a line he can never uncross. In Episode 3, Maximus made a choice that defined who he truly is. He chose to stop Xander, even if it meant killing him, and by doing so, he prevented innocent children from being slaughtered. But in the Fallout world, doing the right thing does not mean you will be rewarded. Instead, it means you will be punished. The trailer strongly suggests that the Brotherhood has figured out the truth. They know Maximus was involved. They know he is the reason Xander is dead. And now, the power that once protected him has turned into the chains that hold him down. Maximus getting caught is not just a physical capture, it is the collapse of the identity he was trying to build. For the first time, he is completely alone, without armor, without authority, and without anyone to defend his choices. What makes this moment even more intense is the fear in his silence. Maximus is not screaming. He is not fighting back wildly. He looks like someone who understands exactly what is about to happen to him. The Brotherhood does not forgive betrayal, and they do not tolerate weakness. Maximus believed he could change things from the inside, but this trailer shows us the harsh truth. The Brotherhood was never going to let him walk free. This capture feels like the beginning of a trial, not just of his actions, but of his morals. And the biggest question the trailer leaves us with is terrifyingly simple. Will Maximus survive what comes next, or will the Brotherhood make an example out of him to stop the rebellion before it even begins? What makes the Episode 4 trailer so unsettling is how it slowly exposes the Brotherhood for what it truly is. Up until now, they have always presented themselves as protectors of order, guardians of technology, and leaders who believe they are saving the wasteland from itself. But the moment Maximus is caught, that illusion starts to fall apart. The trailer gives off a very cold and merciless feeling, almost as if the Brotherhood has been waiting for an excuse to tighten control. Maximus is no longer treated as a brother, a soldier, or even a human being. He is treated as a problem that needs to be erased. This is where the real danger begins, because the Brotherhood does not need proof to act. They only need fear. And Maximus represents fear to them. He represents the idea that someone inside their system can question orders, can choose compassion over obedience, and can inspire others to do the same. The trailer strongly hints that Maximus is being interrogated, judged, and possibly tortured, not just for answers, but to break his spirit. The Brotherhood wants to remind everyone watching what happens when you step out of line. What makes this even more tragic is that Maximus never wanted power for himself. He wanted respect, purpose, and a chance to protect the innocent. But the Brotherhood sees that kind of thinking as weakness. In their eyes, mercy creates chaos, and chaos leads to rebellion. This section of the trailer feels heavy because it shows us that the war coming is not just between factions like the NCR or the Legion, but between ideologies. Control versus choice, obedience versus humanity. And Maximus is now trapped right in the middle of it, paying the price for daring to believe he could be both a soldier and a good man. While Maximus is facing the consequences of his choices, the Episode 4 trailer makes it clear that Lucy and the Ghoul are not safe either. The war that was ignited in Episode 3 is no longer something happening in the background. It is moving fast, spreading through the wasteland, and slowly closing in on everyone. The trailer gives a strong feeling that Lucy finally understands how dangerous the world has become. She is no longer just reacting to events, she is anticipating them. After being crucified and left to die, Lucy has changed. She has seen how cruel people can be, and she now realizes that survival alone is not enough. You have to choose who you stand with. And right now, she stands with the Ghoul. The Ghoul, on the other hand, feels more human than ever in this trailer. His actions are no longer driven by survival or revenge, but by protection. Every decision he makes feels calculated, as if he knows that one wrong move could cost Lucy her life. The trailer strongly suggests that people from the Kaiser Legionaries are starting to connect the dots. They are beginning to realize who truly caused the chaos between them and the NCR. And once that realization spreads, Lucy and the Ghoul become targets. What makes this situation even more intense is the unspoken bond between them. They do not need to say much. Their trust is built on shared trauma and near-death experiences. Lucy no longer sees the Ghoul as just a dangerous companion. She sees him as someone who chose her when the world did not. And the Ghoul sees Lucy as the last piece of his humanity, the proof that Cooper Howard is still alive inside him. The trailer gives off a constant feeling of being watched, hunted, and chased. Every step Lucy and the Ghoul take feels like it could be their last moment of peace, and deep down, Lucy seems to know that Maximus is in danger. There is a quiet urgency in her expression, as if she feels that something terrible has happened, even if she does not know exactly what yet. This section of the trailer builds suspense not through action, but through fear. Fear of capture. Fear of separation. Fear that the fragile connection between these characters will be torn apart before it can fully grow. And as the war expands, it becomes painfully clear that Lucy and the Ghoul cannot keep running forever. Eventually, they will be forced to fight, not just for survival, but for each other. The Episode 4 trailer makes it painfully clear that the war everyone feared is no longer just an idea or a warning. It is happening. Slowly, quietly, and then all at once. What makes this war so terrifying is that it is not being fought on a single battlefield. It is spreading through fear, suspicion, and broken trust. The Brotherhood is tightening its control, the Kaiser Legionaries are searching for answers, and the NCR is preparing for retaliation. Every faction believes they are justified, and that is exactly why this conflict feels impossible to stop. The trailer gives the sense that small decisions made by individuals are now triggering massive consequences. One death, one rescue, one act of mercy has turned into a chain reaction that no one can control anymore. Maximus killing Xander was meant to save lives, but instead it became the spark that lit the fuse. The Brotherhood sees rebellion everywhere now, even where it does not exist. They are preparing not just to punish Maximus, but to crush any chance of resistance before it grows. This is where the danger truly escalates. When fear leads an organization, innocent people always suffer first. At the same time, the Kaiser Legionaries are no longer fighting just for dominance. Their pride has been wounded. A war was started on their land, and they want blood in return. The trailer hints that they are becoming more aggressive, less patient, and far more brutal. And caught between these forces is the wasteland itself, filled with people who never asked to be part of this conflict. What makes this section so intense is the feeling that the characters are being pushed toward an unavoidable collision. Lucy and the Ghoul are running out of places to hide. Maximus is running out of time, and the factions are running out of restraint. The war is no longer about territory or power. It is about sending a message. The Brotherhood wants to show that they cannot be challenged. The Legion wants to show that they cannot be humiliated. And the NCR wants to prove they are still a force to be feared. This trailer builds suspense by reminding us that once war truly begins, there are no clean victories. There are only survivors and ghosts. And the most chilling part is that Episode 4 feels like the moment where the Fallout world fully accepts that peace is no longer an option. The most haunting feeling left by the Episode 4 trailer is the realization that from this point forward, no character is truly safe. Maximus being caught is not just a shocking moment, it is a warning that good intentions do not protect you in the wasteland, a warning that power always comes with a price. And most importantly, a warning that the Fallout world is about to become even darker. The trailer strongly suggests that Maximus will not be executed immediately. Instead, he is far more valuable alive. The Brotherhood can use him as leverage, as bait, or as a symbol. Keeping him alive allows them to control the narrative, to show the world what happens to those who defy their rules. And that is far worse than death. Maximus is now trapped in a position where every choice he makes will hurt someone else. If he stays silent, Others may suffer in his place. If he speaks, he may betray everything he stood for. This mental prison feels even more cruel than the physical one. At the same time, Lucy's journey feels like it is reaching a breaking point. The trailer gives the sense that she will soon be forced to stop running and start making impossible choices. If she learns that Maximus has been captured, her instinct will be to help him, no matter the cost. But saving Maximus could mean exposing the Ghoul. It could mean walking straight into the hands of the Brotherhood or the Legion. And that decision would test everything Lucy has learned so far. The Ghoul's role in the future feels equally heavy. He has already proven that he is willing to start a war to save someone he loves. If Lucy asks him to help Maximus, there is no doubt he will try. But each human choice he makes pulls him further away from the monster the world expects him to be. And that makes him dangerous, not just to others, but to himself. The trailer leaves us with a deep sense of dread because it suggests that Episode 4 will not offer relief or answers. Instead, it will raise the stakes even higher. The rebellion within the Brotherhood will grow, the war between factions will expand, and the personal stories of Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul will collide in ways that cannot be undone. The Fallout world is entering a phase where survival is no longer enough. Characters will be forced to choose who they are willing to lose and what part of themselves they are willing to sacrifice. And as Episode 4 approaches, one truth becomes painfully clear. Capture was only the beginning. The most heartbreaking and suspenseful feeling the Episode 4 trailer leaves us with is the possibility of reunion mixed with inevitable loss. Everything seems to be moving toward one moment where all paths collide. Maximus, broken and captured, Lucy and the Ghoul, hunted and exhausted, and the Brotherhood, watching and waiting. The trailer strongly suggests that fate is pulling these characters toward each other again, but not in the way we hoped. If Maximus does reunite with Lucy, it will not be a moment of relief. It will be a moment of danger. Lucy has already lost too much, and the thought of seeing Maximus in chains could push her into making a reckless decision. She has always believed in saving people, even when it costs her safety. And this time, the cost may be higher than ever. The Ghoul, on the other hand, represents the opposite side of that choice. He understands the world for what it is. He knows that some rescues lead only to more death, but his weakness is Lucy. If she asks him to help save Maximus, there is no doubt he will agree, even if it means facing the Brotherhood head-on. The trailer creates unbearable tension by making us question whether saving Maximus is even possible. The Brotherhood does not transport prisoners without a reason. Maximus is not just being held, he is being displayed. A warning to others, and any attempt to free him could trigger even greater violence. This is where the emotional weight of the season truly settles in. Every character is being forced to choose between survival and loyalty, between fear and hope, between becoming part of the world's cruelty or fighting against it, even if that fight is hopeless. The trailer ends with a feeling of silence before the storm, as if the Fallout universe itself is holding its breath. Episode 4 does not feel like just another chapter. It feels like a turning point where relationships will be tested, lines will be crossed, and some characters may never be the same again. If Maximus survives, he will not come out unchanged. If Lucy tries to save him, she may lose the innocence she has been fighting to protect. And if the Ghoul steps fully into war, Cooper Howard may finally disappear forever. This trailer promises one thing above all else. Episode 4 will not be about action alone. It will be about consequences. And once those consequences arrive, there will be no turning back.